The Saban retirement out of nowhere seemingly became a hot topic in conversation of the college football world immediately. Names were being tossed out. Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Well, this guy was the name. They were tracking his plane.
What?
They were watching his movements.
What?
They were checking his team's schedule.
What?
This dude was the head coach of Alabama before anybody even asked him. Ladies and gentlemen, the head coach at Oregon, Dahn Lanning.
Yeah, Dano.
How are you, Coach?
What's up, Pat? Doing good. How are you guys doing?
Hey, fantastic. You crushed it this weekend. I think you got to go to your left. Your left. No. Yep.
Boom.
No, the other one.
Oh, yeah. It's delayed. There we go. I got you.
Boom.
Is that your right or your left, though, just so I know for future reference?
It's my left. You did it right. You did it right.
Come
It just didn't catch up with me in
on!
time.
I feel pretty good about that, Coach. I think you did it right, too. We just watched the video that you released on your on your Twitter. Oh,
Hey.
X account.
I said X there first. I didn't even say Twitter. That was phenomenal. But anyways, you walk into the team meeting and you talk about commitments and goals and loyalty. You say there's a lot of starters, there's not a lot of finishers. And then the next thing was, if you're worried about your coach leaving, come to us. And you basically said, I'm staying at Oregon. We literally had this conversation at the game day desk this past weekend. And I think Herbie brought it up. Herbie was like, hey, they're saying whenever Saban goes, you're the next guy. You're the next guy. We were in the middle of a 35-second commercial break. You went into an immediate pitch of why you're not leaving Oregon, like why you love Oregon, why Oregon is a place that you can accomplish absolutely everything, and your family loves Oregon. I assume that went into this whole decision-making process, and the decision was made before you were even offered the job. And why do you think everybody automatically put you in there, Coach?
Well, I think, getting your name put in the conversation speaks to what we're doing right here, right now. But yeah, this decision has been made for me since I took this job. I love what we have here. I love the support, the administration I have. I mean, we've got the things built to where we could be that team. And we just got to continue to take, steps in that direction to get where we want to be.
Go ahead, AJ.
So I guess with all this stuff going on, when people say they're tracking your plane, they say you started team meetings late and all that. How much do you pay attention to all that? And we know this is going to happen every year with you, and it's a great compliment, I think, to great coaches that they're going to get, obviously offered other places. How do you kind of quiet that down, and how do you deal with it, especially with recruiting?
It was a distraction last night. My 13-year-old son, Caden, we just started watching the Jason Bourne movie. We're on Jason Bourne, and my phone's blowing up, and it's like, Dad, it says you're in Tuscaloosa right now. It's like, we're watching Jason Bourne. Focus on the movie. Put your phone on, do not disturb. So it interrupted what we were in on last night. But yeah, we got great players that we're looking to sign. All that became a distraction for sure. You got players on our team reaching out, and they know where I'm at. 10 toes down.
Okay, so 10 toes down in Oregon. How come? You got a chance to explain a little bit at the game day set, but what are the things that you have to see for you to be like, yeah, this is my spot? Because a lot of coaches, especially with Alabama, with the facilities and the resources and the history, tradition, SEC, warm weather.
What?
Warm weather, Oregon up there is,
Yeah.
it's way up, far away.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, you're right. It is beautiful. It was beautiful when I was up there, but it's far away from where a lot of recruits are and everything. How come Oregon is a place that you can't get pulled away from? Why is that?
When I think of Oregon, I think of innovation. And we all know that college football is changing like crazy right now. And we're ahead of the curve. We've got a plan. We've got great support. If there's something I need, I can go ask for it. And, a lot of things that a lot of coaches are driven by, that's not really my motivation. It's one thing. Can we win? Can we win at a high level? Can we compete for championships? And that ability exists here. I think we have a program that can be the best in the nation as long as I keep this thing on track.
Coach Saban talked about how he was going to hire you as defense coordinator for Alabama, but Kirby had gotten a hold of you either a day or 2 days before he was going to make the official offer. You coached under Saban. Now that he's retired, what do you think about whenever you think about Nick Saban?
The GOAT, man. I actually, on my phone, I have a voicemail saved of the very first time Nick ever called me. It pops up on your phone, unknown caller or, no caller ID. So I didn't answer. It was the greatest thing I ever did because now I have a voice message on my phone for the rest of my life. When I was a DB coach at Sam Houston State, that popped up. So I have that saved. It's something I still cherish. Working for Nick, that was the most influential career, year of my career. I got to work with Nick, Kirby, Lane, Mario, Mel Tucker, Billy Napier. I mean, it was an all-star staff of people that I got to be associated with. I felt like I got my doctorate in college football that year.
Okay, Coach Pagano has a question for you, Coach.
Hey, Coach, good to see you. Congratulations on all your success there. I'm really glad to see that you're staying. Just going through the recruiting process and talking to the families and all that stuff, I can't imagine how difficult that would be, standing up in front of them and saying, hey, I'm here, and then all of a sudden you're out the door. But if the NFL, there's 8 jobs open right now. If the NFL were to come calling, is that something that may not happen this year, but looking down the road, is that something that you've got in the back of your mind?
10, 15 years.
Yeah, I used to dream of coaching the NFL. I'm from Kansas City. I grew up a big Kansas City Chiefs fan. But I'll tell you this, there's nobody else in the nation that I want to coach the Chiefs other than Andy Reid. So he's got to keep killing it. That guy solves problems. I'm cheering for Andy every week. Pat Mahomes, Travis Kelce. I mean, the Chiefs got to keep winning. But I love where I'm at. I think that's really clear. This is where I want to be.
What'd you play? You played D5 football out of high school? What'd you play?
Yeah, NAIA.
Yeah.
NAIA. Some of you don't even know what that means, but it just means I love football.
Yeah, that's what that means. This guy's washing his own pads, washing his own clothes, just wants to play football, continue to play football, and that passion radiates through you whenever you speak to your team and to us in the media. We love what you have built in Oregon. Ty has a question for you about the future.
Yeah, Coach. When everyone used to talk about college football, it was always the SEC, kind of being head and shoulders above everyone else. But Michigan obviously just wins the national championship, and then all the top-end teams from the Pac-12 are now coming to the Big Ten. Was that also like a big part of the decision, is that, like you're going to play in one of, if not the best conferences in all of college football? And just like a side note to that, I am an Iowa alum, so I'm just curious, like, are you already losing sleep over the thought of having to come play at Kinnick in the winter, or how does that go?
Yeah, no, absolutely. All of those things just get me more excited about what we're doing here. This place has direction, a sense of direction. We're joining one of the best, if not the best, conference in college football, like you said. And watching that game the other night, it lets you know what you're about to be playing against. So when I was a GA at Pitt, we went and played at Iowa, and I love that experience. I mean, it's just a special place. We ended up losing that game in the fourth quarter when I was at Pitt. But I remember, hey, that's their NFL team. And it was really, impressive, the support they have there.
Okay. Future is bright, not only for Oregon, but for the Big Ten and obviously for Dan Lanning. We appreciate you, man. What's next for you? What's the football schedule? What do we got next?
We're on the recruiting board this afternoon, 2025. So here we come.
Who we getting? What do we need? What do we got? Where are we going? Because Con actually has a question for you.
Yeah, Coach, one of the things throughout the offseason for you guys, at least so far, has been Dante Moore and Dylan Gabriel both coming to town. A lot of people were surprised by that. What was the decision behind that? Just because of the fact that hey, this isn't just a one-year thing. You need to look a few years ahead.
Competition is the secret. And those are guys that want to come compete, want to be, the best version of themselves, and they know they can do it here. I think they see what I see in this place. And we want to go get great players. And one thing we tell our players when they come, like, the minute you get here, we're going to try to bring better and continue to bring better. And that's how you get the best out of yourself. So we want competitors. Those guys are both great competitors, great quarterbacks, and we're going to have a bunch of them on this team that can make us great.
Okay. Well, good luck moving forward. Good luck on the recruiting trail. You love it, seemingly, which is what you have to do, I guess, to be a great college football coach. To have your name.
Recruit or die, man.
Okay. Respect. Go ahead. Good luck out there, ladies and gentlemen. Head coach of the Oregon Ducks. Dan Lanning.
Yeah, Coach.